And right now we have the 250 East podium out here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So the first question for you guys is, what are your thoughts on how stacked this class is? We'll start in third, and we'll work our way up.
Yeah, I think it's great. Obviously, was a lot of fast guys, and it was nice to get everyone through it good tonight. Like, we still have everyone, which is great. And, yeah, it's always good to race all the guys, and I think that it's pretty stacked. And even the West Coast, there's some fast guys still there too. But, yeah, it's deep, and I enjoy racing these guys and look forward to, a lot more racing with them.
Solid. What about you, Austin?
Yeah, I think it makes for good racing for the fans, and that's pretty much. I mean, that's who we do it for, essentially. Like that's who we're performing for, basically. Yeah. So that's important. I think whenever it kind of turns into a runaway, and not like nothing against the guys on the other coast, but after the last race, Christian's got a big points lead. So I think when it turns into that, like I think people lose interest a little bit. Yeah. But so it's good. I think we have a stacked field, and obviously you want to be that guy that runs away with it. You don't want it to be close, but I mean I think it'll be a good season with all of us if everybody stays healthy. I think it'll be a lot of good racing.
I love that. And speaking about for the fans, you put on a show for the fans after taking the win. What are your thoughts on the stacked class?
I think it's I love it. I mean, we got into this sport because of the close racing, being close with the guys, and I think this makes not just for the fans, it makes it good racing for us also, and we all have so much respect for each other that we know that we will get close to each other, but not try and take each other out dirty, because we all have respect for both of us, especially this podium. I mean, we've worked a lot of our butts off to get here, especially. I know Karen and I were in the same category this before West Coast with injuries. So, no, I got mad respect for everyone in the class. I mean, we got big hitters, and it's good because if you do have like a bad start or something, it's not like it's just going to be easy to get back up to the podium position like on the West Coast. But, I mean, the West Coast guys have been doing good. I mean, congrats to Christian, HJ, and Mosman. But, no, I'm excited for this year. I mean, Faulkner's looking really, really good, fast. Same with Whackers. And sorry, McAdoo. Sorry, it's a habit. My bad. I'm so sorry. McAdoo, even J-Mine, all of them, they're looking really good, and I'm excited for the season.
Solid. Well, let's see if we have some questions here. First, we will start off with Mr. David.
Thank you very much. Also, Courtney, this one's for you. Which was scarier tonight, the rhythm section that almost took you out a few times, or was when Phil Nicoletti rolled back up on you after the heat race after you almost took him out?
Yeah, it was definitely that rhythm section. I wasn't really worried about Phil. I mean, I knew that he was heated, obviously, so I was just like, yeah, man, my bad. Like, it was kind of a racing incident. I've watched, and I mean, I just remember it. Like, we were in opposite rhythms, and we just came together. It was one of those things. But
just an angry old man.
Yeah, he was definitely mad. So I was like, yeah, my bad. I should have, used my head better. Whatever. And then, I mean, I think everything's fine now. So I mean, but yeah, that one in the rhythm was definitely, I took a couple laps after that. I don't know if you saw me get passed by a few more guys after that, but I was like, I had to take a breather after that one.
Well, we all saw you didn't make eye contact, dude. You were a little shook that he was all over you.
I was just like, my bad, dude. My bad. Let's keep it. I'm already mad that I didn't ride good in the heat race, so let's just keep it moving.
All right, congrats on the box. Thanks.
Nice. And we will follow that up with a Mr. Jamie.
Cameron, with this track being seemed like it was somewhat difficult to make up time. The dirt was taking a lot of people down in the heat races and qualifying today. Once you got into the rhythm of the race, was it just a matter of like setting in and just trying to, hey, we're going to get through this first round and like survive?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't really feel like survival mode. I felt like I was actually still trying to make a push for Austin, and I did make one mistake just past halfway that I think kind of put me off the back of him and Jet pretty far. But, yeah, like the heat race, I started really far back. I got pushed pretty wide, but I didn't come through like I felt like I should have. And so that was – I really was focused on locking in the start, and then – yeah, like you said, like we had 20 laps. It was a lot of laps, and the track changed a lot. So it was really important to lock in. And I don't think you could say that you could just kind of try and survive or get through this track, because with that mentality, I feel like that's what could have put you on the ground, or, even, there's such a small little thing would be pretty catastrophic on this track. So yeah, it was big on locking in.
All right, thanks.
And Nick from the Moto Limited Show.
Thank you, Nick Stillmater Limited. Let's go Austin, Faulkner. Austin, last couple of days you've mentioned these bike changes being, a pretty big deal. You mentioned it tonight on the podium as well, getting off the start and not having bikes either side of you. Can you allude to what these changes were and maybe why they didn't choose to make that change last year?
I think last year we were, at the time, we were just more focused on, because it was a brand new bike. And with a brand new bike, there was a lot of stuff to go through. And at the test tracks, maybe my starts weren't really an issue, just doing starts at the test tracks and stuff. Lining up on the gate, then they did become an issue, where this year we already had a good base setting, and we did make adjustments from there. But it's not like we had to start with a fresh bike. And starting with a fresh bike, you're going to miss. You're going to miss something. You're either going to come in with the setup not quite how it's just hard to nail everything starting from a fresh bike, and especially since COVID hit, it's been even tougher to get parts. So, it's kind of, we definitely came in, I felt like, at least for me, under kind of the ball last year with a few things, but I definitely starts, and that's just, I made it a point to really iron that out this year. And I feel like, at least for that main event start was really good.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Jason Wygant.
Yeah, thanks, Joseph. I'll go to you, Jet. Just talk about managing that. You had Austin pretty close for a while. Everybody's saying how gnarly the track was. So was that full pace, or were you trying to manage it a little bit?
I would say probably just trying to manage it, because most of the guys said, the track got pretty chewed up and was it could cost you with any slight mistake of just missing a line, especially in that long rhythm where we're 3 in. Now it's a really big stretch for a 250, and even through the transition. Sorry. Through the transitions, it got some little ruts at the bottom, so it was kind of just focusing on kind of staying your line. And yeah, Faulkner was keeping me. He was keeping me honest. That I'd look back, I'm like, damn it, still see green. So, so it was a bit of a. I'm like, I had to make sure I stayed on my toes there. But both the boys, I could see them, and they both were riding really well, keep me honest. And I kind of felt like it was just a really good race. I had a good flow. Track was really gnarly, but I kind of found a way how to ride it, I could say, and was pretty happy with my pace and how I felt. But no, it was an all around pretty good race with the boys.
Brad from Big MX Radio.
Thanks, Brad Gebhardt, Big MX Radio. Let's go back to Jet here. Jet, you look comfortable in press day throughout the day as well. Take me through your weekend as far as bike changes and what contributed to your comfortable feeling today.
Bike changes, it was pretty good. I came in with the bike feeling really well. It was just a few clicker changes here. The biggest change was probably more so engine. We went with a different primary from the practice to the heat race and main event, just because of the start. I was a little too aggressive on that. But coming in, press day, I just took my time. I could see just on track walk, just looking at the track, it was pretty notchy and peaky. So I think it was just taking my time, and I felt like this year a lot of the guys weren't rushing into sending big rhythms yet. Everyone was just kind of feeling it out, and same with practice. I felt like some guys were sending it, but other ones were just kind of just taking their time, getting a flow, nothing crazy. And I felt like that kind of was a little different for me, because I'm normally that dumb guy to go and send it, try and do those hero lines. But I think it was a lot calmer day coming in. Bike was handling awesome. Like I said, only a few clicker changes, which was great. And I think that's what kind of helped me in the main event, just to having that calm day all day.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Ryan, Cycle News.
Yeah, thanks, Joseph. This one's for Austin. Austin, you got a good start and ran pretty close to Jet for a while. Was there a time or a moment where you decided to ride it in for second, or were you going for the win the whole time?
No, it was probably 4 minutes to go, maybe 3. I made a push, and we were yo-yoing a little bit up until about the 10-minute mark, and I made a push, and it was just tense. Like, it was kind of, in practice, there was like 10 of us separated by like a second. So I knew it was going to be like a close race like that. Like, it was going to be a tense here, a tense there type of race, and that's pretty much what it was. And I made a push about halfway to maybe 8 to 10 minute mark and reeled him in a little bit, and then he kind of matched it, and was just one of the, that was one of those things where I think I was a little off pace in the whoops, but my line was working, and I didn't feel like it was necessary to change it and, to just take a risk on doing something like that. It was a good race, and I was happy with my start and happy with the way I rode. Just kind of, I just kind of bring it home a little bit, was trying to see where Cameron was at, and obviously make sure he didn't catch me. But yeah, it was kind of just, I went into management mode a little bit, but it was still a solid race. I just didn't feel like doing anything stupid, especially with that sketchy moment. Just kind of a all around not great heat race either. Just smooth it out for the main.
Right on, great ride, thanks.
Nick, Moto Limited Show.
Thank you. Yep. Thank you, Nick Stillmatter Limited. Let's go Cameron McAdoo. Cameron, let's just talk about, the nicknames and stuff like that. It seems like this is a thing you're trying to lose, and, from your past. How does that make you feel? And, is it, when people call you, does it get you down, or is it just something you're trying to ignore as Jet slides away?
No, it's good stuff. I remember when Jet was like, 12-ish when they moved to the States, and I rode for Geico Honda, and he was this little kid on it. He might have been, were you on a 150? Oh, no, he might have been on a 250, okay. And he's just this kid screwing around in the Geico shop. What's up, whackers? So, I had it from, way before. But, no, honestly, no. I try my hardest. That's it. That's bottom line. I'm always going to try my hardest. And we're focusing on trying our hardest to clean some stuff up. And I think we did that tonight. And but, no, I'm gonna take it and run with it. I'm doing my best. I'm out here going to grind. So, yep.
Good job, mate. Thanks.
Awesome. Mitch Kendra, what you got for us?
Mitch Kendra from RacerX. Hey, we'll stick with Cameron here. So obviously it's been a couple months since you raced because of the knee surgery and everything. Just starting off the night like this, obviously the finish isn't a win, but you feel good to be able to, you're starting off the championship on the right foot here, and you're still in the fight, and I guess not out of it this early, and that the hard work is paying off so far?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously starting on the podium the first round is always great. We always want more, and as a racer, you go back and you're like, man, a couple times there, I could have done this or that different. But yeah, it's obviously starting off in a good spot, and it's been since essentially Salt Lake last year, that I haven't raced. So it's been a long time, and then I had a little hiccup in December that felt like it was pretty unfortunate, but it just felt good to get back going, and I struggled all day a little bit. I kind of chased my bike around and made quite a bit of changes. So for it to be, work out properly in the main event and come around with the podium, it's a great way to start and feel good.
Awesome, thanks.
Michael.
Thank you, Joseph. This one is for Jet. Jet, you were going to race Anaheim 1. Things happen. You're here now. Was it weird to get in the mindset of, hey, I'm going to go racing today, when it's a daytime race, you're pitted inside the stadium, there's no interaction with the fans, it's too cold to go outside, and then your heat race drops in the daylight? Is this a weird thing for you to get around, or did you just feel keyed up and ready to go from the minute you showed up today?
I was totally oblivious to that, to be honest. I was excited just to go racing. I was a little kid at a candy store. I just couldn't wait to get on the track. Each time coming out off the track, I'm like, I want to go back out again, do more laps. So, no, it never really crossed my mind much, of getting a mindset okay, we're going to do the race and that stuff. It was kind of more so just having a great time. I think Christian Craig said this on the West Coast, of just kind of being present and enjoying, because you never know what can happen in the future that it could put you out pretty early. So I think the biggest thing, I was just enjoying it today. I was having fun talking with the riders, because I was the last few years I've been a real pain in the butt. I've been real focused on myself, and I think it's just not the way to go. And I think Colt kind of was really good about that last year, and with this kind of just talking to riders because we're both going out there to do the same thing, and I think that kind of creates that extra bit of respect for each other. And yeah, I mean, I had a great day today. I had fun. Just not even without the win, I had a fun time riding my bike. It was good. So yeah, I think it was more so just being excited to race again.
Okay. To follow that up, so many guys, like Christian's 30 years old and he's now realizing, be in the moment. Jason's 29, be in the moment. You're a teenager and you're finding that out. So many people don't realize that until later in life. So good of you to understand that now. And then what was it that kind of made you sink that in? And then after, the three of you park on the triple, there's a level of respect there that you all three understand, hey, we are going to go at it for this, but be respectful of it.
Yeah, that's because Dazzy just beat the information into me, really. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it's just, I think maybe just being more mature and just kind of learning from other riders, because, I mean, there's a lot more other guys out there that know way more than I do, with way more experience, and I think it's stupid if I don't listen to those guys and learn off of them. So just listening to the West Coast guys, I mean, the 250 class, even the 450 class, of just learning on what they say, and I'm pretty sure even this year I'll probably learn off something of a Faulkner or Cameron. So I think it's always just got to kind of just stay listening and just learn from other people's mistake, and hopefully that you don't go through the same thing.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Alex Gobert.
Yeah, thanks, Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. This one's for Austin. Was there any one thing you could look at from tonight that you can work on going into next week? Anything that stands out in particular that can potentially help you get up there and, put more of a challenge up for this win against Jet?
Maybe just have a little bit of a better pace at the beginning, because that was really where he got me. And then after I settled in, that was kind of a consequence of how I rode in the heat race and how that went with me trying to kind of put that good pace together at the beginning and making a bunch of mistakes. So I kind of just took my time, settled in, and I don't know. It was a tense. It was like I said, it was a game of tenths. So it's not really one thing. It was kind of. I feel like maybe I could have been a little bit better in the whoops, maybe, but that's really the only place where I felt like maybe I was actually losing a little bit of time. I nailed that one rhythm that was hard I think every lap except for 2. So that's about as good as you can ask for as far as being pretty consistent. So not really one thing, just a little bit of a better pace, and to be honest, just getting the first race jitters out of the way.
Cool. Thank you. Well done.
David.
Thank you, Joseph. This one's for Jet. Jet, they ran a poll or a question during the broadcast if you're going to live up to the hype. This is hard enough to do without this extra hype or pressure on you. Do you welcome that, or do you wish you kind of just blended in and did it like everybody else?
I think I don't really believe in the hype, to be honest. I'm no different to anyone else. I mean, people hype it up to say I am, but to be honest, I don't. I see myself as just a normal kid, as an 18-year-old racer. Nothing crazy. I mean, I think everyone should be hyped up because this sport is so challenging and so much time and effort put into the sport that no one really sees. So I think everyone deserves the hype because this sport's probably one of the most gnarliest sports in the world. I can guarantee that. So no, I don't pay attention to it because realistically on paper I still haven't done much yet. So compared to other guys.
Well, the poll was pretty positive. There was 2 no votes, and they traced it back to Faulkner and McAdoo's phone. So. Thanks, Joseph.
I love that.
We were wrong, clearly.
And this will be our final question. This will be with Mitch Kendra.
Hey, I was going to say, David kind of stole my question there, but I was going to say, Jet, do you feel like you have a target on your back? You're going to have this red backgrounds going into the next week with a Triple Crown, or do you kind of feel like maybe the battle and the success you had from pro motocross kind of feels like, you can withstand this pressure, or I guess not pressure, but, kind of having that target? Like, what is that like to have these guys looking at you and trying to knock you off specifically?
I think just having the red plate, you always have that bit of a target on the back because it's obviously that guy who has the points lead. And at this time and point, it's really got to make sure you stay on it because the points are very close. So, but, I mean, as long as I just keep doing what I'm doing and just putting in them good results, I mean, if I lose red plate next weekend, I'm not going to be too worried as long as I'm just there on podium each weekend and just keep putting in good races and race like how I know how to ride, I think I should be okay. But it's definitely going to have a target on your back just with red plate. I mean, it could be on anyone. They want to go after that guy because they're just the main guy right now. So, but hopefully everyone just has a really good race and gets some really close racing and have fun just like tonight.
And then last thing, how are you going to go celebrate tonight?
I'm going to go probably celebrate. It's probably, I don't even have a watch. It's probably already past my bedtime. Yeah, I'm already in bed probably playing Xbox or something like this. I'm probably just going to get some good tucker and then get some good shut-eye and hopefully go back to the chalkboard and keep working.
Awesome. Well, thanks. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
All righty. We are now an official round into the East Coast, and that is our podium for the first 250 East round. Congratulations, boys.